Hi all, I would like to share some interesting facts about the Indian game Jallikattu with you all. Let me start with saying what is Jallikattu. Jallikattu is an ancient, traditional and a cultural game that is happening in the south of Tamil Nadu, and it is so ancient that the references is found in very great and old epics like Kalithogai and Silappadigaram. So this game is a very great symbol of bravery for both the bulls and the players, and that gives them a good reason for them to prepare for the whole year for facing the arena. Before the bulls and the players are allowed into the play area, they are checked against a set of preliminary rules, which would include to check whether if the bull is strong enough to face the audience and the players are strong enough to control the bull, and if the bull is subjected to any drugs or not. There are some stringent rules that governs the game. Once the jury is convinced that everybody is fit enough, the bulls are allowed to pass through the prime entrance, which is called Vadi Vassal, and the exciting game begins. Once the bull enters the play area, the players try to catch hold of the hump of the bull and would try to untie the thread of the thread that is tied in the horn of the bull. And obviously the player who unties the thread of the bull is considered to be the winner of the game, and if the bull escapes every other player and would cross the boundary, then the bull is considered to be the winner of the game. Many stringent rules are already in place for this game. For instance, not more than a player is allowed to manage the bull at a time. Any kind of physical harm to the bull is against the rules and regulations of this game. In spite of this stringent regulation, the government has imposed an unacceptable ban on this game. Let us now see why Jallikattu is so important. People see Jallikattu as a platform for finding the healthy gene pool. The winning bull is considered the symbol of virility as it withstood all the players of the game, and it is used for mating purposes as stud bulls. And the bulls which lost in the game are used for ploughing and farming purposes. The advantage of using only the winning bulls for reproduction is that the resultant offspring is so healthy and indigenous. Having said all this, the impact of the ban is very clear. On the one hand, people lose motivation for rearing the bull as it no longer be used in Jallikattu. On the other hand, people don't get healthy bulls for reproduction because today Jallikattu is the only de facto standard among common people for finding the healthy bull. To top it off, this will lead to the extinction of native cattle breeds. Already there is an alarming depletion that is noted in the varieties of cattle breeds. 100 years ago there were 137 varieties of cattle, and now there are only 37 varieties pending, out of which there are 6 varieties are in Tamil Nadu. The 5 are in the verge of extinction already, and the other one, Alambadi, the 6th variety, has already been extinct. Now let us discuss what would be the after effects if all the native breeds are extinct. To discuss this, we should have a little knowledge on the varieties of milk across the world. On the presence of a certain milk protein, there are 2 varieties of milk, namely A1 and A2. Basically, they are A1 protein milk and A2 protein milk. Though there are no strongly proven scientific facts, there are many research articles which conclude that A1 milk is very disease prone, which are responsible for diseases like type 1 diabetes and autism, whereas A2 milk is very beneficial and healthy for the people. All the native breeds in Asia and Africa produce milk which is rich in A2 protein, whereas other foreign breeds produce milk which has A1 protein in dominance. So if all the native breeds are extinct, the only option we have is interbreeding and artificial insemination, which is by itself is very costly, and we strongly depend on the semen imported from foreign countries which should have a dominant A1 protein gene pool. So when we interbreed a native cow and the bull or the semen from the foreign country, the resultant offspring will have the dominant A1 protein trait. This would also mean that our generation and our future generation should live with the milk which is rich in A1 protein, and not just the A1 protein, and also the associated problems with it, namely diabetes, autism, etc. Another great disadvantage is that the resultant offspring will lack the genes for accustoming to our climatic conditions, and so that they become unfit or unhealthy for reproduction, and this will force us to import semen continuously from the foreign countries. Currently we breed a native cow and a native bull, which would result in a healthy offspring, and in turn which would secrete a milk which is rich in A2 protein. Now this is what is bothering most of the cattle breeders in Tamil Nadu. Now the question raised is that when we have breeds which are capable of producing A2 milk, healthy A2 milk, why should we force ourselves to a position where we import unfit or unhealthy semen from foreign countries? Considering all these prime points, it makes it explicit that we can never ban or stop this game. But we cannot brush aside the statements or the concern that the animal welfare groups have. An optimal solution will be continuing with the game, but with a more stringent rules and regulation considering the safety of the bull as well the people. The conclusion of this long story is that though the game of Jallikattu is associated with the people of Tamil Nadu, the native breed extinction is a national phenomenon. So we should unite and work together to get the ball rolling. Be Indian, support Indian. Thanks.